Today I'm going to show you two ways to set up whole sponsorship. The first way allows the user to select as many holes as they want and sponsor them, but does not allow the user to pick the holes. So we'll go with that first, and then I'll show you a way to give the users a graphical way to click on the holes and pick the ones they want to sponsor. In the first way, we'll take a standard registration item and we'll choose sponsorship. And then we'll decide whether to offer this to both attendees and sponsors or just sponsors only. We'll do sponsors only. And it will only show up in the primary registration form by default. So now we've got an untitled sponsorship item. We'll rename this to whole sponsor and save that. And we'll set the price, $250, sponsors only, and that's pretty much it. When we set up this sponsor item for sponsors only, a new button will appear on our listing, and that button will say sponsor registration. And registration is simple, and there's nothing more to it. But let's pick a different way to set up sponsor registration. This is a different event, and you'll notice I've got a registration item. This time it's an enhanced registration item. It's different from a standard one. And the difference is the user cannot pick quantities. It's only yes or no. And you're thinking why? And I'll tell you why. You're going to make this free. And by setting this up in sponsors only, it does trigger the system to generate the sponsor registration button. Now, how are the sponsors going to pick their holes? Well, if you click the Space Map Setup button in the fee for whole sponsors and then open the layout panel, you'll see that I've got 18 holes laid out. I simply drag these out on the canvas, put them wherever I want, and I could resize them if I wanted to as well. And there's a tool that will allow you to configure all of them at once so you don't have to bother with each individual one. But you'll see that each one has its own manifest and it's priced at $250. And as people sign up for them, they will show as taken here. And you can always assign these to golfers and exhibitors, mix and match. But when the user goes to sign up, they'll see an active map and see which ones are still available and which ones are not. They'll simply click on the ones they want, they'll reserve them, and they'll show up in your list. So that's the second way to do whole sponsorship. And in our opinion, this way is better. It gives you a graphical map, and this is what the user will see. So now if I want to sponsor hole number one, it tells me it's $250. And you can make it so that it doesn't show the 10 by 10. That's normally a booth measurement. And I'll sponsor 1 and 9. And you'll be able to see here that I have spaces 1 and 9. Here's the tally. And then I can go ahead and do the other things that I was going to do in registration. But that's how the whole sponsorship is set up, and you can pick which way you like best.